Hello everybody. In this video we'll try to understand some more interesting things about Purvashadha Nakshatra. See, Purvashadha Nakshatra has a cautious side associated with it. In that cautious side, what you can observe in that cautious side? See, they are slow to jump into new things and experiences, but once things are set in motion, it is a type which almost always ends up going overboard. So when you ask a Purvashadha person to change a job, right? Of course, based on the 10th house energy, if the 10th lord is in some movable sign, right? Based on that, also you can say they are very much into moving from one job to another or not. But I am only talking about Purvashadha energy here, the energy alone, not about other planetary positions. The Purvashadha energy, basically, it allows slow to jump into new things and experiences, right? So it has that cautious side also associated with it. But once everything is set in motion, yes, they are going to be very comfortable and they are trying to continue the things. But generally speaking, Purvashadha is very much slow and cautious, moving into new things and new beginnings and new experiences. And at their best, if you see, Purvashadha natives are an inspiration to those around them. They generally stand as inspirational persons around the people for them. They are a bit a bit inspirational for sure because of their achievements. Of course, they are even the achievements are a bit normal sometimes. Yes, the way they approach the things, and those are a bit inspirational for sure. And if the planetary positions are also very comfortable, other planetary positions, yes, they generally they stand as inspiration to the people around them. And in their presence, one begins to realize that the universe is not such a bad place after all. So when you are associated with Purvashadha people, yes, you feel better because they actually make the things better. They are supportive candidates only. So you can understand the Purvashadha energy, right? So when we were talking about Aslesha, we talked so many negative things, and right, I quoted every nakshatra, how is the behavior of that nakshatra. If you are associated with just Jyeshtha energy, if you are underprivileged, and then it is fine. But what about you if you are a competitor of Jyeshtha? So Jyeshtha would try to lower you down. It's a very pathetic thing in that way to be associated with Jyeshtha, right? But when we're talking about Purvashadha, we're talking something better. We're talking something good here, right? So in their presence, we feel and we realize that the universe is not such a bad place after all. And say, Purvashadha natives usually have a fresh and unique approach to things, which has the power to instill life into the hearts and minds of those who are not as blessed. So if you're not in a very comfortable position in your life, and if you're associated with Purvashadha, yes, you feel that your life is worth living. Purvashadha has that energy. It has a fresh and unique approach to things, and the kind of approach they follow is a bit good only. When you see or when you associate with them in that time, yes, you feel that yes, it's worth living. The life is worth living. We're good, right? That such good feelings also you can experience with Purvashadha energy. And Jyeshtha energy people, if you observe, I'm just comparing, they are not so happy people, but Purvashadha people to some extent they are happy, right? Because Jyeshtha people, they try to compete with others, and if you're a competitor to them, they lower you down. If you are very much underprivileged, yes, they may try to take care of you. In that way, you may get some benefits out of Jyeshtha, but Jyeshtha itself is a bit unhappier. And if you observe Mula, let me compare with Mula. What Mula people do? Mula people try to go to the root of everything, right? And that is a kind of different behavior altogether. And the kind of temper they have is also it's unbearable. It's not so comfortable. But Purvashadha is comfortable to live with. It has the key to joy and happiness, right? Purvashadha is, to some extent, it is a very good nakshatra. So Purvashadha is the nakshatra which can be most associated with the joy of living. That's what I want to tell. So I want to tell you, it is just they like to live each moment to its complete fulliness without a care for the past or the future, right? So that kind of joy of living you can experience with Purvashadha. So in the previous video, we discussed some negative things about their over-ambitiousness and how they finally, regret and all those things because of their just do it attitude, right? And the time they may not even, when they have some particular things, they have this just do it attitude. With that attitude, they may hurt the people around them also. They don't care in that also. They are cruel in that because they are specifically, they fixed something. They just want to do it, right? So such kind of attitude. So here I want to note the joy of living associated with Purvashadha. So they have a nonchalant attitude towards misery. So they are never faced by adverse circumstances. So even Purvashadha people are in some misery. They are not depressed. They have a very good attitude in the adverse situations as well. And as we have seen in our previous videos, they are able to stay calm in the adverse situations, and when the things are falling in place or when the wind is blowing in favor for them, then yes, then they would become very intense and they try to utilize those opportunities. But when the things are not in their hand or not in accordance with them or not falling in place, or there are some adverse circumstances, yes, they have a kind of decent attitude, a good attitude towards adverse situations as well. So obviously much depends on the overall tone of the chart, of course, but the basic and fundamental energy of Purvashadha is to shrug off adverse circumstances, just like a handheld fan shrug off the misery caused by heat. That's what we discussed, right? Handheld fan is the symbolism of Purvashadha. So Purvashadha has a strong desire to live a good life, and so the natives under its influence are always trying to improve their circumstances. And it is usually seen that Purvashadha natives have little formal education and often have to rise from depravity or generally unpleasant circumstances in order to enjoy their good life. See, if let us say in a horoscope, overall you need to speak about the overall tone of the horoscope, but generally Purvashadha energy doesn't promote a very great formal education, especially at the time of schooling. You observe the Purvashadha energy people where their schooling is done and how they, of course, their performance can be good, but what kind of schools they studied, or if they studied in good schools, what kind of uh, you know capacity they showed in that. But it is only limited to Purvashadha energy. If a person having Purvashadha moon having very good 4th, 5th and ninth lord, yes, they would have very good education, that is for sure. But the Purvashadha energy itself, it doesn't promote formal education. That's what I want to tell. A little formal education only it promotes, right? So the schooling especially. So if somebody is having Purvashadha moon with good 4th lord, yes, you would study, till PhD also. That's a different matter. But Purvashadha energy alone cannot give lot of good education. Formal education, I want to tell, not the other things. You might be seeing, by seeing this video, you might be remembering somebody having a very good education, but he would be belonging to Purvashadha moon. But that is because of his 4th lord, 5th lord and 9th lord. Because 4th lord is your a standard 10 education, and 5th lord is your bachelor degree, and 9th lord is your higher degree, the post graduation or PhD, right? So I am talking about only the Purvashadha energy alone. That energy, that seed alone cannot give a very great formal education. So improvement of circumstances is the main concern. So when you talk to Purvashadha people, they talk about the improvement of circumstances most of the times. How to improve the circumstances of their family, how to improve the circumstances of their so and so siblings or so and so family, the mother, father, wife. So they think about this kind of improving circumstances or improving circumstances for themselves. This is the key. Let us say there is a Purvashadha person, his family is not so, maybe it's to some extent it is comfortable, but remaining things are not so comfortable. Now their aim is to make things better in their family. Something like their siblings are not well settled, or their family has some problems, they are having some quarrels or something. So their main motive now is to improve the circumstances. They focus on that. Some other nakshatras, they may leave it. They may leave the situation. Let the situations of the family be like that. I want to improve myself. That is the attitude of other nakshatras. But whereas Purvashadha nakshatra is not like that. They try to improve the circumstances. They focus on that. Right? At least once in a day or once in a week, they try to focus on that. So you can understand now the behavior of Purvashadha, right? To judge the behavior, I am just telling you this. So they are the kinds who like to be exuberant once they have achieved their goals, and at times this may seem like a show off to other people, but in most cases the Purvashadha natives are only acting out of their inner nature, and of course they are natural show offs as well, right? See, Purvashadha native people, they are interested in show offs as well, not only improving the family circumstances, improving the self circumstances. Not only that, not only they focus on that, they focus on show off, right? But some of the show offs that they are showing you, some of them are actually their inner nature, are coming out of their inner nature. It's something like 20% is because of their inner nature show off, but 80% is their true show off nature itself. So show off, when you talk about Purvashadha, you talk about show off, right? So they are born natural show offs, you can say. See, much depends upon the refinement of Jupiter and Venus in the chart in terms of how their exuberance expresses itself. So if Jupiter and Venus are very well placed, then you don't find the show off much, because Jupiter and Venus are comfortable somewhere in the chart. So the morality and these things are a bit they are making the person to be very truthful. They only want to show what is actually present. But generally Purvashadha is a natural show off. That is it. Whatever may be the situations, but they want to show off. They want to show, yes, we have these many relatives, or they want to show off, this is my achievement, this is me, I'm here, I'm my family is like this, see, this is, they are in good position, this my relatives, I have some good terms with my relatives. So this is all the show off thing, you can understand, right? So whether it can be career or personal life, they want to show off good things. They want to at least make the things good to some extent and show off. So show off is Purvashadha. Joy of living is also Purvashadha, and also taking care of, right, the thinking about the circumstances around them is also Purvashadha. But out of all of them, they have a tinge of just do it attitude. With that attitude, they, on specific things, they may have this just do it attitude, and with that attitude, in that attitude, they may be cruel enough that they even do not think about the people around them, their own family members also. That tinge is enough to make the things worst sometimes. So they have to leave the tinge, that just do it attitude. Yes, I want to make the situations better, just do it. I will not tolerate otherwise, and then they may make things a bit worse. So that's where they have to focus. They have to reduce that just do it attitude and make things fine, right? So this is the energy of Purvashadha I want to explain, right? I have seen so many people like this. And we will try to discuss some more interesting things about Purvashadha. Thanks for watching this video.